They lost you while looking for better. Now they want the old you back. They thought they could do better. Maybe they didn't say it outright, but their actions screamed it loud and clear. They left you, hoping for someone more exciting, more perfect, or just different, and now? They're back. Wanting the old you, the one they took for granted. The version of you who loved them without hesitation. The version they didn't appreciate until it was too late. This is one of the most painfully ironic patterns in modern relationships. They walk away thinking they're upgrading, but end up circling back, realizing they gave up something real for an illusion. If this has ever happened to you, or is happening right now, know this. You are not alone. And more importantly, you are not the problem. In this video, we're going to break down why this happens, how to spot the signs of regret, and how to respond with clarity and strength. Because being someone's second choice is never where your story ends. It's where your transformation begins. Let's get into it. Why they left you in the first place. So why did they leave you really? It wasn't because you weren't enough. It wasn't because you lacked something, and it definitely wasn't because someone else was better. The truth? They left because of them, not you. Many people who walk away from healthy relationships are driven by insecurity, unrealistic expectations, or plain old fear. Fear of settling, fear of missing out, fear of committing to something real, because real love takes work, vulnerability, and patience. They might have convinced themselves they could find someone more successful, more attractive, more perfect, but that mindset, it's called grass is greener syndrome, and it's a trap. Instead of appreciating the love, loyalty, and emotional safety you gave them, they started fantasizing about someone else who didn't exist, someone who wouldn't challenge them, someone who wouldn't force them to grow. In short, they didn't leave because you were lacking, they left because they were chasing a fantasy. The grass is greener illusion explained. There's a reason people say, the grass is greener where you water it, but some don't get that until it's too late. The person who left you probably believed there was something better out there, a more thrilling connection, a more compatible partner, a more perfect version of love. But here's what actually happens. At first, the new thing feels exciting, fresh chemistry, fun distractions, maybe even validation. But after a while, that new person starts showing flaws. Real life creeps in. And guess what? They start comparing everything to you. They remember how loyal you were, how you supported them, how you made them feel safe, understood, seen. And suddenly the better they chase starts to look like a downgrade. That's the illusion of the grass is greener mindset. It tricks people into throwing away something valuable for something temporary. But when the fantasy fades, reality hits. And that's when regret kicks in hard. What made them regret leaving you? Regret doesn't hit right away, especially for the one who left. In the beginning, they might feel free, excited, even validated, but once the honeymoon phase of their new situation fades, so does the illusion. Reality sets in. The new partner? Not so perfect. The excitement? Temporary. The emotional connection? Shallow or missing entirely. And slowly, your memory starts to glow in comparison. They remember your laugh, the way you cared, the way you showed up for them when no one else did. Suddenly, they start to realize you were the real thing. Sometimes it takes losing something real to understand its worth. And when they finally figure that out, it's usually because they're missing not just any version of you, but the version of you that loved them without walls. And now, they want that version back. When regret sets in, it starts to show, not just in words, but in behavior. Here are the classic signs they're trying to crawl back. They suddenly reappear. Maybe you get a random, "Hey, how have you been?" text out of nowhere. Or you notice them liking your old photos, replying to your stories, with inside jokes. It's not a coincidence. It's a test to see if the door is still open. They might bring up old memories, saying things like, "Remember that night we stayed up talking till 3 a.m. They're not reminiscing by accident. They're trying to recreate that emotional bond. And sometimes, they apologize. Finally. If they say things like, "I took you for granted," or "I messed up." It's not just guilt. It's them actually acknowledging what they lost. You might also notice they get weirdly curious about your love life. Are you seeing someone new? If they act jealous or try to subtly pry, it's a clear sign they're not over you. They're extra emotional, swinging between regret, sadness, even frustration. That inconsistency, it's their inner conflict showing. They're grappling with what they gave up. Their ego is no longer running the show. If they're being vulnerable, humble, and real, that's when you know. They know they messed up. Hidden motives behind their return. Just because they want you back doesn't mean it's for the right reasons. So before you react, take a breath and look deeper. Sometimes it's genuine. They've grown. They've faced the consequences of their choices. They realize what they lost. And they're ready to own it and rebuild with you. But other times, it's not love. It's loneliness. They hit a rough patch, felt the emptiness, and remembered you were their emotional safe space. Or maybe it's about ego. They see you thriving. They see you moving on. And suddenly, they can't handle it. It becomes less about you and more about winning the breakup. In some cases, their rebound failed. The so-called better didn't live up to the fantasy. Now, they're coming back not because they choose you, but because their backup plan crashed. And here's the danger. Some people come back just for validation. They want to know they still have access to your heart, that you still care. But once they get that reassurance, they disappear again. So before you even think about opening that door, ask yourself, why are they really back? Are they choosing you, or are they just afraid of being alone? Should you take them back? The real risks. Let's be honest, hearing "I want you back" can feel powerful, but don't confuse attention with transformation. If they walked away once without thinking twice, what's stopping them from doing it again? Here are the risks you need to seriously consider. First, history could repeat itself. If they haven't done the inner work, if they're still driven by fear, ego, or impulsiveness, they're likely to run again at the first sign of discomfort. Second, trust doesn't rebuild overnight. Being left can leave deep scars. Even if you take them back, will you constantly wonder, what if they find someone better again? That insecurity can eat away at the foundation of any second chance. Third, you might just be the fallback. If they're only back because they're lonely, bored, or disappointed with their rebound, that's not love. That's convenience. And you deserve better than being someone's backup plan. Fourth, they might be seeking comfort, not commitment. Some exes just want emotional relief. They miss your presence, your kindness, your stability, but they're not willing to give anything real in return. Fifth, your healing could be undone. Reopening the door too quickly can set you back, especially if it ends the same way, or worse. So before you go back, ask yourself, are they showing true change, or just regret? Are they willing to work for your trust, or just hoping for easy access to your heart? How to respond with strength and clarity. They want you back, but what do you want? This is your moment to reclaim your power. Start by putting yourself first. You've grown since the breakup. You've healed. You're not the same person they walked away from, and you don't owe them anything. Ask the hard questions. Why now? What's changed? Are they taking responsibility, or just saying what they think you want to hear? If they truly regret losing you, they'll show it. With honesty, with consistency, with action. Not just words. Set clear boundaries. You don't have to rush back into anything. It's okay to move slowly, to protect your peace, to say, I'm not the same version of me you once knew. If you want a chance, prove it. Watch their patterns, not just their promises. If they're serious, they'll show up differently. If not, you'll see the same red flags waving all over again. And most importantly, don't let nostalgia cloud your judgment. Love isn't about reliving the past. It's about building something better, with someone who truly sees your worth. Final thoughts. You were never the problem. Let's make one thing clear. They didn't leave because you weren't enough. They left because they couldn't recognize what enough actually looked like. They were chasing the idea of better, but what they really needed was growth. And they weren't ready for it. You were real. You showed up. You loved them without conditions, and now that they've tasted the emptiness of everything else, they want the version of you that made them feel whole. But here's the thing. That version of you, the one they want back, that person evolved. They became stronger, wiser, more self-aware. So, no, they can't just walk back into your life and pick up where they left off. If they want you back, they have to meet the new you, the one who knows their worth, the one who doesn't settle for crumbs, the one who understands that being someone's second choice isn't an option. You are not their backup. You are not a placeholder. You are the prize, and the right person will never have to lose you to realize it. Stay grounded, stay empowered, and remember, their regret is not your responsibility. Don't leave without subscribing, liking, and sharing your thoughts in the comments.